tweaking marijuana laws in Colorado. Now, last week, Spring City Council passed multiple ordinances aiming to close marijuana loopholes. Governor Hickenlooper signed a bill to stop illegal advertisements for weed.
But as new state and local laws go into effect, we're learning just how hard it can be for police to enforce these laws. News 5's Ted Skroback in studio with more on that. Ted.
Yeah, Rob and Elizabeth, I sat down with a lieutenant from CSPD's Metro Vice Narcotics and Intelligence Division. He tells me officers are out there. The trouble is it's hard to build strong cases for prosecutors. And that's because of tricky legislative wording throughout state and local laws regarding pot.
When Amendment 64 was passed, it was a very ambiguous, vague amendment, more or less. I mean, it wasn't really written as a statute.
And Lieutenant Mark Compte from CSPD's Metro Vice Narcotics and Intelligence Division says it's created loopholes that officers are struggling to close.
Where the loopholes are, how do we close those loopholes? But yet we still have to respect the rights under Amendment 64 and Amendment 20, of people to consume marijuana.
Also, it's how people are able to bend the law, which in turn makes trouble for prosecutors to follow through.
It becomes difficult to actually build the case because there just has not been the ordinances put in place that define all the situations we're coming across.
News 5 told you last year about people advertising marijuana online for donation. As of yesterday, state law clearly defines that as illegal. On the city level, police have their eyes on businesses using similar donation transactions.
The difficult ones are what I call the gray retail market, where we've seen shops or establishments that'll gift marijuana in response to a purchase of an item.
Places where you buy a cheap pipe for $40 and get a sack of weed as a gift. Spring City Council passed multiple ordinances last week, which will bring harsher punishments for violations and also cleans up ambiguous language. But CSPD resources are still stretched.
We try to control it as best we can within the borders, but obviously, like anything else, we don't have complete control over it.
Lieutenant Compte also says it's hard for CSPD to stay on top of the citizen complaints they're receiving regarding weed. The city ordinances that passed last week about gifting marijuana will go into effect April 11th.